Hi everyone, welcome to class today. My name is Alexis, and this is day 7 of Create Your Ritual. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to get started in Tadasana in the middle of your mat. You don't need any props, but just start with your feet hip width apart, hands by your sides, and then stack your shoulders over your hips, over your ankles. Close your eyes and begin to breathe in and out through the nose. I want you to bring your attention to your feet. Rock forward onto the balls of your feet. Rock back onto your heels. And then rock to the right edge of your feet and the left edge of your feet. And then find that middle point between those 4 edges and feel the ground beneath your feet. Feel the solidity beneath your feet. Then open your eyes and inhale the arms up overhead and exhale, pull the hands down to heart center. I'm just going to do a couple more of our sun breaths. Inhaling the arms up overhead, exhaling hands to heart center, and just continue like that, breathing in and out. On this next one, inhale the arms up overhead, exhale the right hand down to your thigh and reach over into a side bend, reaching the left arm up past you. And then inhale the arms up overhead again, side bend on the other side. Left hand comes to the left thigh, reaching up and over. And then inhale both hands up overhead and just sway side to side. If you've done the previous 6 days of Create Your Ritual, this is going to be really familiar. We're moving through our warm-up spinal movements again. Just continue swaying just a couple more times. And then inhale, open up your chest, and then exhale, give yourself a hug, curl forward. Inhale, open up the arms, exhale, cross your arms the opposite way, give yourself a hug. And just repeat that. Standing cat-cow, inhaling to open up the arms like you're gonna give someone you love the biggest hug ever, and then exhale, give yourself that hug. And then come to a straight spine, widen the feet wider than the hips, and begin to do your little twists, using your fists to hit your hip and your low back, alternating sides, twisting side to side, and then come back to center. Very nice. Transfer the weight into the right foot and lift the left knee so it's straight out from your left hip. Pick one point to focus on. This is your drishti point. Stay with your focus at that point for the whole rest of this kind of little series. Bend the left knee and grab the left foot and just get a nice quad stretch, pulling the foot towards your bum. If you really want to test your balance here, you can try closing your eyes, but if not, that's okay. That's really challenging. Release that stretch and we're going to come into tree pose. So bring that left foot either to the inside of your thigh, inside of your calf, or down by your ankle on the mat. If you need to hold on to something to help keep your balance, that's totally fine too. Bring your hands to heart center. Feel yourself rooting down into the mat with your foot and lifting up out of your joints to stand tall in your tree pose. Beautiful. Come out of it, give your legs a shake, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time, transfer your weight to the left foot, lift the right knee up so it's straight out of the right hip. And just balance here. Flex that right foot. Engage your core. Engage your hip flexor to really lift your leg. Maybe see if you can lift it a little higher. Feel into yourself. How stable can you be here? And then bring that right foot into the thigh for tree pose, or the calf, or the ankle. Don't worry, we're going to do that quad stretch in just a moment. In your tree pose, again, you're rooting down through the foot and then lifting up out of your joints, just like a tree. A tree is growing up and also rooting down. And then come into your quad stretch, bring that right foot behind you, reach for it with your right hand and pull the foot towards your bum, maintaining your balance. Beautiful. Release everything, shake everything out, and then bring your feet so they're a little bit wider than hip width apart, heels in, toes out. We're gonna do a series of squats. Squats are an amazing way to ground yourself because you really have to connect with the floor to do a squat properly. So sink your hips down as far as they can go. When you stand up, press into the heels. Sink down as far as you can go. Press up into your heels. Keep going. And it is okay if you don't go as deep as I do. I want you to maintain true form. And I really, more than anything, want you to focus on pressing up to stand through the heels. We'll do just a couple more. Really squeeze your bum every time you stand up. Feel the firmness of the mat beneath your feet. Beautiful. Double check your feet. And then we're going to sink all the way down into our Malasana Yogi squat. And again, if you don't go as far as I do, that is totally fine. If you're kind of higher up on your knees, that's great too. Bring your hands to heart center wherever you are. And if you can, press your elbows into your thighs. Beautiful. Come on down to a cross-legged seated position, and we're just going to do a quick side bend each direction. So inhale the arms up overhead, exhale the right hand down, reach over, reaching the left arm up overhead. Root down through that left hip. Your hips should stay on the mat. Neither of your hips should be coming off the mat as we come through these side bends. So again, you're rooting down through your left hip, and you're reaching up and out of that hip, using the arm to guide you. Just like we did in tree pose, you're rooting down and growing out. Beautiful. Come back to center, and we're just going to switch sides. Left arm down, right arm up and over, but that right hip stays rooted to the mat. Breathe nice and deep. Open up through that right side of your body. Beautiful. Take another deep breath in and out here, and then come back to center. And for journaling today, you can either stay in a seated position, or you can come into butterfly pose. Up to you, your choice. I'm coming into butterfly and using my blocks as my little yogic desk. Set yourself up, grab your journal or the workbook if you're using it. Open up to a fresh page, and your journaling prompt for today is, how can I ground myself today? Maybe this class is all you needed. That's great. If you're still feeling a little loosey-goosey, like you could fly away if you aren't careful, what else would help you feel grounded? Some of the things I love to do is eating root vegetables, gardening, taking a walk outside, more grounding yoga like this, slower forms of yoga, or a meditation like we're going to do after the journaling practice. If you do have the workbook, I have a whole list of grounding practices within there, so be sure to check that out if you don't have it. And otherwise, journal on what practices you can welcome in to keep yourself rooted and grounded for the rest of the day. go ahead and finish your thought. Set your journal aside, knowing you can always come back and journal more if you need to. Set the blocks aside if you were using them. And if you were in butterfly, come into a regular cross-legged position. Close your eyes and begin to breathe in and out through the nose. Feel your sits bones, your hips, your thighs, your ankles on the mat. Feel those points as anchors. Those points are holding you on the earth, on the mat. And as you breathe in and out through your nose, I want you to imagine that from the points of your body that are touching the mat, there are roots coming off of you and reaching down through your mat, through the floor, and into the earth beneath you. Feel the solidity, the stability, the structure of having those roots beneath you. And then feel yourself lift up a little bit taller, maybe sit up a little straighter. Like we talked about in tree pose, you're lifting up out of your joints, you're lifting up out of your hips, lifting your neck up out of your shoulders. You're creating length, just like a tree. Trees, of course, root down to get nutrients and then lift up, growing up into the sky to get sun for photosynthesis. We do something similar. We're not photosynthetic, but we can feel ourselves firmly planted on the earth and also allow our minds to lift up into dreamland, into the clouds. In this meditation, continue visualizing rooting down into the ground beneath you and lifting up. You can even imagine tree branches coming off of your shoulders and your arms and your hands and your head if you want. Feel the expansiveness, the stability from this place for the rest of your meditation. Go ahead and release the visualization. Maybe give your shoulders a little shrug. Wiggle the fingers or the toes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, the deepest breath you've taken all day. Exhale it out the mouth like a sigh. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I really hope you loved this class. This was one of my favorites to film. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe because there is 8 more days of this Create Your Ritual series, and I'm so excited to share them with you. Until tomorrow, have a lovely rest of your day. Bye for now.